Hi, Rosie, math teacher here with my third period accelerated 7th grade math class. We are working on, lesson 8-5, systems of equations to solve problems. I know you're going to need help tonight with item number 4, because when I was in 7th grade, I would have needed some help. Finley and Booker sold candles for a school fundraiser. Class, write a letter to represent Finley. What letter does his name start with? F. Write an F to represent Finley. Boop, and I'll give him a colon. Write a B to represent who? Booker. We're going to write something for them in just a moment. For a school fundraiser, they are selling candles. Booker sold 3 times as many candles as Finley. So first question is this. Who sold fewer candles? Finley or Booker?
Finley.
Finley. Find the person that sold fewer and make that number worth X. Do we understand why I'm making Finley sell X number of candles? Now it should be very simple. To use the clue of Booker sold 3 times as many candles as Finley, what can I now use to represent number of candles Booker sold? Say it. No. Okay, how will you write X times 3? We usually just put the coefficient in front and then we do the X. 3X. Love that answer. Everybody, Booker, 3X. Are you kind of getting now how 3 times the amount Finley has would be 3X for Booker? Okay, great job. Finley sold 12 less candles than Booker. Who sold the most?
Booker.
Booker. And if we do a certain something with Finley's number, what would we get? They told you there. Well, you could write it as a number story the way they have it. I see you're struggling for the other part. So that's okay. We'll do it another way. So let's start with Booker's amount. How can we write an equation that starts our number story off with Booker's amount? We've got to use Booker's amount. You have already written down Booker's amount. Please tell me, class, what is Booker's amount? 3X. So begin your new equation with 3X. Do you understand why we're starting with the larger amount? Because Booker has what? More. And then according to the number story, Finley sold 12 less candles than Booker. So what are we going to do with Booker's amount?
We're going to
subtract what? Love it. Minus 12. Are we ready for an equal sign yet? Yes. All right. So if this represents Booker's amount, and they said Finley sold 12 fewer than Booker, what would describe the amount over here?
Y.
Finley's. You guys keep trying to give me a Y. We're just setting up a representation of Finley and Booker right now. Okay? Don't worry about a Y. You're just setting up a situation with Finley and Booker. Okay, so 3X take away 12 will equal what? Say it. Finley's amount. What is Finley's amount? X. Do you understand how we got to this point? Okay? So, what shall I do now to get all X's on one side of the equation? Now, to be fair, you might be a little confused. Normally, when we have X's on both sides, we choose the lesser value to remove. But if I remove this X, I'll have nothing over here. And is that okay? No, that is never okay. So I need to remove this amount. How do you remove 3X?
Minus 3.
You say minus what?
3.
I'd like more than that.
Minus 3X.
Minus 3X. Please do this on both sides. What is the only amount I need to bring on down on the left?
Negative 12.
Great job. Negative 12 equals, and then guys, let's solve this mentally. 1X minus 3X.
Negative 2.
Negative 2X. Now are you ready for your final step? What are we doing to both sides? Dividing by? Negative 2. Dividing by? Negative 2. Guys, what is negative 12 divided by negative 2? It is a positive 6. And at home, you would, of course, use your online calculator so you don't make a mistake with your negatives. 6 equals what?
X.
X. So let's go back to our situation in the problem. If X is equal to 6, and we said earlier that Finley sold what number of candles?
12 less. Or
What did we use to represent Finley? Didn't we use an X?
X.
And what did we just discover X was worth?
6.
Okay, so how many did Finley sell?
6.
6. Uh-huh. And earlier, when we didn't know the exact number, earlier, what did we say about Booker's number of candles sold?
3 times as much.
He sold 3X. So what will you do with 3X? 3 times 6, which will equal 18. Now don't forget, they also had given you the clue of Finley sold 12 less candles than Booker. So you could have done the candles for Finley and the candles for Booker to make sure it matches your clue. Does it match the clue that 18 take away 6 would indeed be 12 more? Yes. And then a final step. What do you think you need to do to find the total profit each candle gives, the number of candles gives Finley? If all of the candles are $5.75 profit, what would you do with the number 6 and the dollars 5.75 cents? You would multiply it. What would you then multiply to find Booker's amount?
575 times 18.
You guys are set up for success. Open and do your lesson.